7 individuals sworn into service in Carib Council. Phase 1 of Roseau River Promenade and Titou Gorge projects are signed, and Attorney-General Levi Peter clarifies the law concerning the presence of attorneys at post-mortem examinations. Thank you for joining us on another edition of National Focus. I'm Kimani Saint-Jean.
And I'm Nisha Charles. Stay with us for details of the headline stories and others after this.
A lot of bathtubs are blamed for bruises. Some staircases are accused of being responsible for broken bones. Doors are occasionally viewed suspiciously as causing lesions. A high percentage of tables are accused of producing bleeding or trauma. Violence against women is a crime, and it's everyone's responsibility. It's inexcusable. If you're a victim or witness of physical or psychological violence or abuse, seek help and denounce the perpetrator.
The people of the Kalinago territory have elected a council of new faces to manage its affairs. The 7-member council, headed by Chief Charles Williams, was sworn in at the 8th inaugural meeting of the Carib Council on Friday, 22nd August, at the Kalinago Barana Ote. Honorable Minister for Community Development, Gloria Shillingford, addressed the ceremony welcoming the newly elected council into Dominica's reputable local government system.
In Dominica, we recognize and value the importance of a good local government system. And indeed, we have acquired a reputation as a model of local government in the region. We must strive to uphold this distinguished reputation, and I am happy that you are part of the process. I have no doubt that you will play a role in upholding this reputation and in making it even better.
Honorable Parliamentary Representative for the Kalinago Territory, Ashton Grano, gave a word of caution to the people of the territory on working in unity with their council.
I get the feeling sometimes that some people, when they elect people to represent them, they think they're little Jesus Christ and that they can go out there and perform miracles. So things that were almost totally impossible, they expect them to become possible. I'm saying that there are challenges out there in the world, and as a result, we have to face the challenges, and we will need the help of you, the people. So you have elected the chief and council. It is your responsibility now to own up and work with your chief and council. And I want to be fair with you. If your chief and council are misleading you, don't be afraid to tell them so. You are the ones with the power in your hands. You have elected them to serve you.
Chief Williams is the only council member with prior years of service on the team. Among the new faces was a former USVI Senator Luce Patrick Hill, who received a special commendation from the Honorable Minister Ambrose George, who was representing Honorable Prime Minister Roosevelt Skerrit. The Honorable Minister hopes Hill will bring his prior knowledge and expertise to the council.
To congratulate Senator Hill, a very good friend of mine, for taking on the mantle of wanting to give representation to his people, the people of the Carib territory, after having served in the Senate in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I believe, as a senator in the U.S. Virgin Islands, that he certainly will bring on board the new council as far as the legislature and laws and parliament and how things are done from a government standpoint, that he will bring that to bear on the council and really give some guidance to the council, and in particular to the chief.
Other council members include Jumadine Frederick, Theodore William, Matthias Valmont, Rennie August, and Gerard Langley. We'll bring you more from that ceremony in a subsequent newscast.
The Ministry of Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs is reporting an allocation of funds for the development of pack houses around Dominica. Over $3 million from the Caribbean Development Fund has been made available towards developing the quality of exports from Dominica. The Honorable Minister for Employment, Trade, Industry and Diaspora Affairs, Dr. Colin McIntyre, explains what these funds will do for the industry.
We have received in excess of $2.1 million. This is a loan and a grant of $1.2 million. And what we're going to be doing with this money at the with the pack houses, we have two pack houses, Madam Speaker, one in Roseau and one in the Portsmouth area. And these pack houses will serve as a means of boosting our trade, an area where we can sort our goods, we can select them, we can grade them, we can package them, and we can put the Dominica quality stamp of them under the Bureau standards and the Fresh Produce Act and send them out into the region.
The funds received will also help with the recording of agricultural produce across the island.
Yes, we know we export quite a bit of agriculture in Dominica, or produce, but there's no real record of it because our farmers go every single week to the north and to Roseau, where they ship their goods out to Guadeloupe, Martinique, Antigua, St. Kitts, Anguilla, some to the US and some to the UK, but there's no true record of that. There's no true record of that. So with the pack houses, we will be able to have a proper record of our agricultural exports and for once and for all, know exactly what's going on here.
The ministry also received resources towards market development and crop development programs.
And under this crop development program, we're going to be targeting 312 acres of dashing. We're going to be targeting 182 acres of planting, and we're going to be targeting 26 acres of hot pepper. As we know, Madam Speaker, Dominica, we're well known for hot pepper, and this is something that we'll target under contract farming, where we can engage our farmers positively, get them to grow the crops for us, get it back into our system where we can, select them, grade them, sort them, package them properly in the pack houses, and get them out for exports. Of course, our farmers are going to be benefiting quite a bit from this program.
Tourism areas in Dominica will soon see enhancements as a number of projects gets underway. On Monday, the Ministry of Tourism signed contracts for Phase 1 of the Roseau River Promenade and Titou Gorge projects. Phase 1 of the Roseau River Promenade will include the strengthening of the northern bank, dredging of the river, and flood mitigation. The Titou Gorge project will include the construction of an access road to the site as well as a bridge. The Honorable Minister for Tourism and Legal Affairs, Ian Douglas, says these projects will enhance Dominica's natural features and will complement attractions of other Caribbean islands.
We have one of the only live rivers in any capital city in the Eastern Caribbean, and I may dare say in the Caribbean, flowing right through the capital. And we have heard numerous comments from our commentators during cricket about the Roseau River. So we want to use the Roseau River as an asset and turn it really into a tourism product by the development of the amenities that we will attach to the Roseau River, and that is where the Roseau River Promenade comes into play. And we have found that in order for us to develop the southern bank of the Roseau River into the kind of tourism product that we envision, we need to do the infrastructural development on the northern bank, as the official from the Ministry of Works have told us. And that's why we have to start on the development of the northern bank, to strengthen the northern bank, strengthen the walls, and really to train the flow of the river so that when we start the development on the southern bank of the river, it doesn't affect the northern bank.
The contract for Phase 1 of the Roseau River Promenade will cost government over $560,000, while the Titou Gorge project will cost over $269,000.
There is already a wall on the northern bank, but what we have found from inspection is that there is need to reinforce that wall to give it further strength for the protection that we are looking for. And in doing that, we need to ensure that the northern wall is similar to the southern wall, which will be on the other bank of the river. And that is to improve the aesthetics of the area.
Phase 2 and 3 of the Roseau River Promenade project will include the southern wall, with the boardwalk and amenities. The ministry hopes that at the end of that project, the city of Roseau will be a better one. The Titou Gorge project will also serve as an access in case of emergency.
Right now, we have very little green space and recreational areas in Roseau proper because of the number of buildings and people who reside in Roseau. We need to have access where an ambulance or something can go into the site and out very quickly. Right now, this is not possible because you cannot cross the river with a vehicle. Because the area is also part of the national, well, it's almost like a national heritage area, so to speak. And so there are certain things we cannot do. For example, we cannot put a toilet with a septic tank and run off into the river. So we have to put a system where we have to offload. So we would have to have a vehicle that can come in there, take out the stuff from the toilet and back out without any pollution to the area.
Phase 1 of the Roseau River Promenade was signed by George Nathan on behalf of the contractor and Clement Royer for the Titou Gorge project. Both projects are expected to be completed within 3 months.
Dominica continues to benefit greatly from its diplomatic relationship with the People's Republic of China. After 2 weeks of performing cataract surgery on over 80 Dominicans, the 10-man Chinese technical team is leaving a gift of over $1 million worth of equipment on the island. At a ceremony held on Friday, 22nd of August, to mark the end of the Bright Journey mission, under which the technical team came, the Honorable Minister for Health, Julius Timothy, announced that the team will be leaving the equipment used during its 2 weeks of surgeries behind for use at the eye clinic and the operating room at the Princess Margaret Hospital. However, the minister noted that this is not the only gift the Chinese provided during their stay.
The Chinese technicians also repaired our own visual field equipment, for which we would have spent thousands of dollars. This is in addition to some $2 million of medical equipment which the Chinese government gave us last year. The bilateral relations between China and Dominica has been very good and friendly over the past 10 years, since the establishment of diplomatic ties between our two countries. A number of technical and economic cooperation projects aided by the government of the People's Republic of China are underway in Dominica.
According to His Excellency, the Chinese ambassador to Dominica, Li Jianin, the team also introduced a new form of cataract surgery to the island.
I think the team has introduced a new surgical procedure, phaco emulsification into this hospital using the new equipment. And we're glad that after their departure, the capabilities of the hospital has been enhanced, and that a similar operation can be done to other patients, so that they don't have to wait for, like in the old days, that for their cataracts to mature to ripe before taking them out. And that's very good to know.
Dr. Hazel Shillingford-Ricketts, local ophthalmologist, said this development in ophthalmology in Dominica is very timely.
This mission came about at a time when a number of the eye equipment at the Princess Margaret Hospital were not working, mostly due to old age. This resulted in a backlog of patients requiring eye surgery, namely cataract surgery. There were already over 126 persons on the list for cataract surgery.
2014 marks the 10th year of diplomatic relationships between Dominica and the People's Republic of China.
The Honorable Attorney-General Levi Peter has set out to clarify the position of the state and the Office of the Attorney-General as it relates to accusations leveled against both. This comes as a result of discussions surrounding the death of Joshua Etienne. Etienne, a citizen of Dominica, tragically lost his life whilst in police custody on or about August 5, 2014. On August 22nd, the Attorney General made a statement in which he sought to clarify what he calls unwarranted controversies against actions of the state and an unjustifiable assault on the integrity and competence of the Attorney General and his office.
In relation to the first of these issues, the actions of the state regarding the death of Mr. Etienne, most of you who hear or read these words will perhaps be aware that a number of police officers have been charged and arrested and brought before the magistrate's court within no more than a week of Mr. Etienne's untimely death. By any measure, these actions are clearly proactive and demonstrably consistent with the death being taken very seriously by the state. These actions are absolutely not consistent with the accusations of cover-up, bias, and bad faith leveled by some against the state, the government institutions, and officials. In short, these allegations and criticisms are unwarranted, unhelpful, and without merit.
The Attorney General assured that the government has taken the necessary action to bring the accused before the court and the matter is now taking its legal course. He also spoke on the correct legal position of the Attorney General's office regarding the attendance of attorneys at law at post-mortem examinations. Honorable Peter revealed that erroneous claims regarding the Office of the Attorney General on this matter have exposed the office and the Attorney General himself to ill-informed criticism.
Turning now to the second issue, namely the unjustifiable assault upon the integrity and competence of the Attorney General and the Office of the Attorney General. Earlier this year, the Ministry of Health sought and received from the Office of the Attorney General legal advice as to the entitlement of attorneys at law to attend post-mortem examinations, otherwise referred to in Dominica as autopsies. The Office of the Attorney General was at that time, and continues to be, of the opinion that the laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica do not entitle, nor do they otherwise make any provision for an attorney at law to attend a post-mortem examination.
Honorable Levi Peter further revealed that in order to fully understand the law in relation to the attendance of attorneys at post-mortem examinations, one must also understand the coroner's court and its functions. A court, he says, much different from the magistrates and other courts.
Unlike other courts, there are no parties. That is to say, for example, there is no defense and/or prosecution to the proceedings. Rather, proceedings are inquisitorial as opposed to adversarial. That is to say that the proceedings constitute an investigatory process led by the coroner and not the parties, or not parties. Most importantly, the purpose in relation to a death is to determine how, when, and where the deceased died.
He adds that the inquest is an inquiry into the cause of death and is not meant to determine the perpetrator. Section 30 of the Coroner's Act, Chapter 430 of the Revised Laws of Dominica, 1990, makes provisions for the appearance of attorneys at coroner's courtrooms or hearings, but that law has no relevance to post-mortem examinations, the Attorney General said.
As regards the further progress of the criminal charges against the accused, the decision of the High Court will doubtless be handed down shortly, and once that is known, the matter will proceed to the next stage. What I can confidently assure the family of the deceased, the public at large, and indeed the accused, is that the state has been ensuring and will continue to ensure that justice in accordance with the laws of the Commonwealth of Dominica prevails.
Friday, the 22nd of August, was the official launching of Shop Dominica 2014. This event is the third to be held in Dominica and will run from August 29 to 31 this year. President of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce, the DIC, Robert Tung, noted that Shop Dominica is an opportunity for both investors and customers.
Shop Dominica is an opportunity for companies and individuals to capitalize. So from a company standpoint, you offer a decent discount to your patrons so that it entices them to come into your store and shop. And likewise for the patron, your customers, they are aware that they're going to get some great discounts, so it gives them the opportunity to purchase at reduced rates. So the whole thing is that the DIC, the DHTA, the DDA, we're promoting this as much as possible to help companies increase their sales, for clients to get better discounts. And at the same time, there's one other dimension of it where it is advertising, Guadeloupe and Martinique. So we can actually get more people to come in from the other islands to come across to Dominica. So you have more business, and also hotels and restaurants, and everybody's basically being patronized.
Some 120 business places are participants this year, and Tong remarked that participating companies will get not only an increase in sales, but a great deal of advertising.
So persons and companies are asked to register at the DIC or the DHTA's office. There'll be a small fee, I think 50 for small companies, $100 for large companies, and you receive a big poster to put on your window so persons know that you are part of this event, and also small flyers with the names of all the participants.
The president of the Dominica Association of Industry and Commerce expressed his hope to expand the Shop Dominica experience to twice a year.
In terms of the future, we would like to have that event at least twice now, just before school, so you can again get discounts on school supplies. I mean, that's when most people spend money, a lot of money, on books and that kinds of stuff like that. We're also looking for some time I can't remember exactly, but in America you have Black Friday. And I think everybody is looking forward to that day for sales, even people here. So it's an opportunity again for us to maybe have two events. And as I'm saying, hopefully we can get the government to agree to give us no VAT on those two events.
GIS News will bring you more on that story in a subsequent newscast.
In other news, Parliamentary Representative for the St. Joseph constituency, Honorable Kelva Daru, says early childhood education is a must. Last week, during a presentation of back-to-school supplies, the MP noted that many initiatives are being put in place to ensure the growth of early childhood education in his constituency.
When I became the Power Rep, the community of St. Joseph did not have a proper early childhood center. And one of the fundamental in moving forward was to establish a center of that kind in the community. And I recall when the government of Dominica took the decision to ensure that we provide universal access to early childhood throughout Dominica, I recall making representation on behalf of my constituency, particularly the St. Joseph area, which is a wide catchment area. And what we were able to do, we were able to utilize 2 classrooms within the primary school, have some renovation works done, and to enhance the whole environment of these classrooms. So now we have a very modernized, very classroom-friendly, student-friendly environment at the Early Childhood Center.
He went on to give the details of the center as well as other ventures.
There is a sick bay, the children have the proper washroom facilities, they have all of the necessary tools and equipment that they desire and they require, as well as the teachers. The teachers themselves are now being paid by the government under the National Employment Program to facilitate the process much smoother. At the Bells Primary School, we also have a center there, and we will be expanding the school, but we'll be spending in excess of $120,000 over the next coming weeks to have the center fully operational. And I believe this will augur well for the community of Bells, and we'll also engage an additional teacher that will help with the students at the primary school, at the primary school and the Early Childhood Center.
The St. Joseph MP also stated that it is necessary for early childhood education to be placed at the forefront.
I believe moving forward, we have to continue to place tremendous focus on early childhood simply because at this tender age, we have to set our students straight. We have to provide them the right foundation. And we've done that as a government and will continue to invest in early child education.
And that's the English segment of the news. McPherson St. Luce is next with Creole highlights.
Allô tout le monde, bienvenue à cette nouvelle en créole. Moi, c'est McPherson St. Luce. Premièrement, le gouvernement Dominique dépensé et puis qui continue réhabilitation mine chimie en grand fond. Parole ça là sorti en parlement, Honorable Ivor Stevenson.
Mine chimie en grand fond, c'est un chimie pour les gens qui ont trafiqué en grand fond. Il y a des gens qui ont permis de grand fond chimie parce qu'il y a parlé de chimie parce qu'il y a une section chimie qui était étroite. Ça nous ouais déjà nous fait travail en la section chimie. Nous fait travail là où on commence chimie en Rosalie, qu'on quitte point. Nous fait travail dans la section de Whole Bridge. Et puis, les gens qui trafiquent passer à l'espace actuellement bien vite. Et puis, les gens ne jamais dit si chimie est tellement étroite, parce que c'est tellement gros actuellement, ils passent à aussi chimie est jamais étroite comme ça avant. Ça, nous avons actuellement, le gouvernement et puis le Premier ministre nous donne l'argent encore pour continuer de travailler à la section chimie qui est bien dangereuse et puis nous savons chimie mauvais. Et puis nous avons fait un gros miwai et puis miwai ça c'est pour grandir qu'on a en 20 et puis nous avons mettre chimie en maçon et puis mettre dalle pour que nous ayons chimie. Et puis plus haut chimie ça là tout en place qu'après bon quoi chimie là bien mauvais tout. Nous allons couper toutes ces pieds bas qui a panne en haut chimie, couper toutes ces pieds bas qui a damagé chimie et puis nous allons also mettre chimie en maçon, mettre dalle et puis ouais qui nous ayons première chimie pour les gens qui ont trafiqué en grand fond.
On a une nouvelle, le ministre a signé un contrat pour travail commencer à Roseau River Promenade. Projet ça qui a coûté 500 avec 60 000 $. Que voit première phase là commencer ou là un gros miroir qui bâti. Monsieur Edward Henderson, c'est CTO, ça c'est Chief Technical Officer en ministre Tourist.
Roseau River Promenade. Un projet live à Roseau. Ça nous a fait un fond wall as in not back on live air. Now, walls are calé pour tuer protection pour tout le monde qui vit avec des business assis not live air. Vous savez, chaque année, nous avons patché l'appli. Live calé en haut wall live calé en caïmon. So ça nous a try faire c'est ranger wall by plus force avec monter bord 3 pieds. Comme ça gloire pas ça arriver en laisse en la wall ça. So laisse ça fait now monde qui était tapé flood avant et qui tapé flood encore. Now nous tenions study par Jelong qui a dit nous que chaque fois on est en flood, avec wall ça pas haut assez, il est toujours aller en place monde. So ça nous a fait avec wall ça, nous a ranger wall là, faire plus fort, plus haut, avec nous a tiré partie sable avec wash là qui enlève pour faire plus grand, plus fond. So là nous est en flood now, gloire pas que aller haut quand il vient à présent puisque ça aller plus vite en la mer. So ça que ranger problème là nous avec toutes ces flottes là nous catapulter.
La nouvelle constituency Saint-Joe qui a bénéficié en bas National Employment Program en plusieurs aspects. Parole ça là sorti au Parlement, Honorable Kelvin Darrow.
Nous avons employé Saoudi en plus 40 personnes en constituency Saint-Joe. Et ça c'est un National Employment Program. Et le programme ça c'est un bon programme qui Premier ministre Skerrit était commencé en décembre 2013 avec ces gens nous employés pour faire community projects, agriculture, ces femmes qui pas mariées et puis ils ont des 3 enfants, nous avons appelé special focus à l'eux. Nous c'est gens qui fait community tourism et hot layo et puis miro et puis agriculture en hot bells. So nous avons fait tout ça en bas National Employment Program qui a commencé en septembre. Et bien ça c'est un bon programme pour constituency là. Puis nous avons employé en pile monde. Et puis ça bon et puis nous avons dit merci pour le programme ça là.
Et puis finalement, président pour l'association Touriste Dominique Prégon Nassif, qui a fait parole plaisir travail gouvernement qui a concerné le secteur touriste. Il y a un aspect nassif bien plaisir, c'est projet énergie géothermique que le gouvernement a poussé et puis. Monsieur Nassif a créé le projet Salah Laike en opération qui facilite light bill moun descend secteur hôtel à Dain. Monsieur Nassif aussi bien plaisir VAT qui sorti à ses services charge hotel. Nassif a aussi gardé devant plan touriste gouvernement Dominique qui Premier ministre Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit parlait contre à l'adresse budget 2014 l'année 2015. Messieurs, mesdames, ça c'est tout pour nouvelles en créole pour à présent. Non moins, c'est McPherson and Luce. Au revoir.
Tips to getting better sleep. Coming up next.
DOWASCO recognizes that clean water is vital to healthy living. Therefore, it spares no effort in providing a clean, safe, and reliable system. Help keep our rivers safe and clean. Do not cut trees along the river banks and do not pollute with garbage, human or animal feces, and chemicals. Think water, think life.
Stick to a sleep schedule. Go to bed and get up at the same time every day, even on weekends. Pay attention to what you eat and drink. Don't go to bed either hungry or stuffed. Your discomfort might keep you up. Also limit how much you drink before bed to prevent disruptive middle-of-the-night trips to the toilet.
Create a bedtime ritual to do the same thing each night to tell your body it's time to wind down. This might include taking a warm bath or shower, reading a book, or listening to soothing music. And that's all for this edition of National Focus. We always welcome your suggestions and comments. Drop us an email at gis@dominica.gov.dm or visit our website news.gov.dm.
Like us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GIS News Dominica. You can also catch up on past National Focus newscasts or on our GIS Dominica YouTube channel. On behalf of the entire news production team, I am Nisha Charles.
And I'm Kimani. Thanks for watching and join us again next time on National Focus.
Thank you.